This video explains how to install and use Stringman. Stringman is a cable robot that hangs a two-fingered gripper from the ceiling. It moves around the room by spooling out fishing line controlled by a program on your computer. The first step is planning out the room. 2 anchors will be mounted in opposing corners and 2 eyelets in the other corners. The work area is the shape contained by these points. Rooms with fans are okay because the gripper cannot effectively reach the top dead center of the room, but your mounting height can also be lowered to keep the ceiling fan out of the work area. With your room and layout selected, it's time to unbox the robot. Start by attaching the pole and marker box to the gripper. Remove the gripper's back cover with the screws at the top and the bottom. The back is the side with no face. Remove the wrist retainer block by pulling it straight out of the frame. It's usually a tight fit, but it's okay to pry out as long as you don't damage the nearby wires. Locate the marker pole. Thread the gripper's power supply wire up through the pole and out the top where the marker is. If it gets hung up, spin the pole. Seat the gear at the end of the pole into the socket on the gripper and press the wrist retainer block in. Secure it with 3 screws and reinstall the gripper's back cover. One of your anchors powers the gripper with a gray line. To test your components on the ground, plug the gripper into the end of this gray cable. Make sure the plug is red to red and black to black. Plug the DC jacks into both anchors and then the AC plugs into the wall. You should hear the fans spin up. Immediately after booting, the Pis in all 3 components will start looking for a Wi-Fi share code with their cameras if they can't get on a saved network. A Wi-Fi share code is the QR code you see when you click Share in the settings page for a saved Wi-Fi network on your phone. It's a standard format, but Android phones add decorations that throw off our Python library. With an iPhone, it should just work, but with an Android phone, you may need to use qifi.org to generate the code. Show the code to the cameras on all 3 components. Upon successful connecting, anchors make a small honk sound with their motors, and grippers wiggle their fingers. If this doesn't occur within 60 seconds, try hard rebooting the robot and try again. You can verify the components are online as well by checking your Wi-Fi router or by running the Stringman motion controller. Running the motion controller is ideally as simple as running pip install nf robot with the optional host dependency and a venv, and then running Stringman headless. However, there can be complications to this, so I recommend following the guide linked in the description below for that step. In your accessory bag, there will be 2 parts which are used to mount anchors to studs in the wall. I often refer to these as the butterfly mounts. Anchors must be mounted to studs, and they can't be mounted with drywall anchors, command strips, or magnets because they will experience large lateral loads in a variety of directions. The butterfly mount can be placed in a wall corner, on a flat wall depending on the holes used, and no matter which ones are used, you must hit at least 1 stud. Mark 13 centimeters below the ceiling or crown molding. If there's a fan in the room, mark the height of the fan blades. Then take the lower of these 2 levels. Holding the butterfly mount against the wall with its top edge at your mark, screw it into the stud with wood screws. Hold the anchor up to the wall near the ceiling and slide it straight down in the corner so it engages with the mount and locks in. Pull it down if necessary until fully seated. While the ladder is still in place in this corner, plug the DC side of the power cable in and leave it hanging, but not energized yet. Then pull both lines out of the anchor down to a level where you can reach them without the ladder. That's the last you'll need to get up there, so you can move the ladder to the opposite corner and repeat for the other anchor. Plug the AC power supplies into the provided outlet remotes. These third-party remotes serve as a software-free kill switch and is Stringman's main power button. Familiarize yourself with the All Off button and color it red in case you need to find it. Leave the system off for now. In the other 2 corners of the room, you need to mount small eyelets. The lines are redirected through these, giving the robot 4 total pull points and producing the rectilinear workspace. These must also be mounted in a stud. They can be mounted as high as possible, though no higher than your fan if you have one. Drive 1 wood screw through the center hole into a stud, keeping the small arrow pointed upwards as you tighten. With your ladder still in this corner, look to the anchor on your right. Grab the leftmost fishing line from that anchor and pull it over to this eyelet. Feed it through the eyelet back to front and then pull it down low enough to reach without the ladder. Repeat in the opposite corner. Finally, you need to mount a parking hook where Stringman will live when it's turned off. It needs to be above head level, but still about a foot or two below the anchors. Pick a wall where you want it to hang, and then mount it into a stud with 2 wood screws. It's symmetric, and the hand should be facing the nearest anchor. If you got this far, good job. The hard part is behind you, and it's almost time to see Stringman move. For the next part, you want to make sure people don't walk through the room. It takes about 10 minutes. Place the gripper and pole on the floor or bed in the center of the room, and pull each line down to the gripper and attach the carabiners to one of the attachment points with no lines crossing. Lines from anchors should attach to the bar, and the lines from eyelets should attach to the marker card. This way the anchors are always looking at the marker face on. Start up Stringman headless on your host PC. This is the motion controller. Open the self-hosted UI or the same UI from newfangled.com/tutorial, and the UI and motion controller will connect. If your browser asks to see local devices on the network, say yes. Now the motion controller is searching for the robot components using MDNS. Power on the robot using the remote. Once they all connect, press 2 on the keyboard or select tension lines from the run menu and it'll pull every line tight, and you can press E to move upwards. More complex motion will have to wait till after calibration. Stringman's self-calibration takes about 5 minutes. You should have received or printed 4 calibration helper cards. Put these on the floor or the bed. The origin card should be in the center, and at least 1 card should be on the floor. Before starting, look at the images in the anchor cameras. They each need to contain most of the floor. It's best if several cards can be seen by both cameras. If they mostly point at the opposite wall, you may need to adjust the camera tilt using the guide in the description. Assuming your cameras look good, it's time to start calibration. Select the Run menu, then Calibration and Maintenance submenu, then Full Calibration. Leave the tilt settings at their default of 30, or set them if you had to adjust the tilt, and then click Start. During calibration, it's normal for some lines to be slack. This is part of how Stringman disentangles the effect of multiple lines on the position of the marker, and locates the eyelets which it cannot see directly. The end result of calibration is to determine the location of all your pull points. You'll be shown the shape of the work area in the 3D view. Double check the shape, and if it doesn't look anything like your room, then hold off moving and try calibration again with better lighting or the cards in different positions. A high quality calibration will show tightly overlapping images on the floor. Another sign of high quality calibration is that the robot can travel in straight lines without unintended upwards motion or curves or bumping. Try clicking on the floor and using the Go Here action. This moves the robot from place to place. Moving Stringman around manually can be done in an open loop mode using the WASD keys for lateral motion and Q and E for vertical motion. Left, shift, and spacebar control the fingers, while left and right arrow keys control the wrist. Smoother control requires a connected gamepad for analog inputs. Click on the Controls button at the top of the UI for a quick reminder of the buttons. Forwards in this UI can mean multiple things. It depends on which of several perspectives you have selected. The gripper camera's perspective is selected by default, meaning W drives forwards while looking at the gripper camera feed. You may need to scroll in the video feed area to see the gripper feed at the bottom. There are perspectives for the other 2 anchor feeds, as well as one for the 3D viewport. But the most useful one is Seat Tag. When it is selected, the gripper will orbit a position in the room controlled by a plastic tag that says Gamepad. If you hold the tag near you so the anchors can see it, a gamepad icon will move to that position in the room. You can then hide the tag by sitting on it or putting it in your pocket. From that point on, your control inputs intuitively move the gripper towards or away from you or orbit you when you're controlling it from the same room with a gamepad. Stringman's central function is a flexible automated pick-and-place routine. This is the part where it picks up the laundry and puts it in the hamper. It's controlled by 2 models at the moment, but this is subject to change. One model finds targets, and the other one handles grasping. To enable the target finding model, click Auto in the Target panel, and the model will be loaded and start adding valid targets to the list. You can add your own targets by clicking twice on the floor or anchor camera views, and you can select and delete targets. The grasping model will be loaded when you select Pick and Drop Objects from the main Run menu. Pick and Place will select a target, move to it, run the grasping model, which will try to grasp and lift it, and if it succeeds, Stringman will head to the selected destination, which is in this case the hamper. Hamper is just wherever you've placed the hamper tag, much like the gamepad tag. Stringman will drop everything 20 centimeters in front of this tag's front face. The target choosing network currently picks out any small graspable object that looks like it shouldn't be on the floor. It's not yet conditioned on a prompt, but that is a future plan. These two models are actually very small position predicting heads on top of a frozen Dino V2 vision encoder. And this is a major departure from the end-to-end models that I was attempting before and that you'll see in other robotics projects. Lay robot connections are still possible with Stringman, and there is a fairly large teleoperation dataset from which to train them. I just haven't been very successful with most of them. And these new models will run on much smaller hardware, so I think it is more in line with the company's mission of creating a cheap and reliable cleaning appliance. Now, about that parking hook. Self-parking is really difficult. So for now, you're still going to have to park it manually. Just drive Stringman up there, and if you can, drive it into the hook, and if you can't, just grab it and put it on the hook and turn it off.